We are in pre-season, but it counts as we're in the season now. You know, this is a week building up to Australia, so some of the teams are already over in the Gold Coast getting some of the sunshine, and we're here in West London, and it is a bit damp and dank and dark, but no, great. The boys are working really hard, so a couple more sessions before we fly out.
Well, the Gold Coast kicks off another 9-stage tour. It wasn't the greatest season last year, but I imagine, as is often the case in sport, that experience can only benefit and galvanise this squad.
Yeah, you know, 3rd place in the world. We know we are the highest ranked England team, but our sights are firmly set on getting to #1 and staying there and pushing on and broadening our horizons there. And you're right, you know, we had some highs and lows and probably not enough highs, certainly for my liking. So this year's about improvement, about moving forward, about moving up from 3rd, and we know the competition will be increased, but our game's definitely on the up, and everything's improved.
A word on that competition, the likes of New Zealand, the other Southern Hemisphere nations, what do you know and about how those other teams are bearing up and preparing?
Well, New Zealand have got quite a few changes, so you know they'll still be dangerous, and they always blood a few new ones, and the South Africans are probably the most consistent team. I would suggest themselves and Australia might get off to a flyer, whereas Fiji and New Zealand look a little bit fragmented in the first tournament. I'm sure they'll still be tough opponents, but I would suspect Australia and South Africa would prove a really stern challenge in the first few tournaments.
Okay, interesting stuff. Well, the level of interest in sevens is going up, post-Olympics with Rio beckoning in 2016, but also a Sevens World Cup in Moscow to look forward to. So does knowing that's coming at the end of the season change the approach in any way in terms of energy levels?
It does. You know, we've got a plan for that. You know, the World Series, I guess, is a bit of a marathon, and it's, you know, 9 tournaments and a lot of travel, and you've got to be consistent across everyone and just get as many points per tournament. And then you're into a sprint in Moscow where it's 2 or 3 days, winner takes all, upsets happen, got to be on your money, got to peak for that weekend at the end of June, and so that's a great test and challenge for all the teams. And you know, it's in Europe, that's going to help us. We go to Moscow every year for the European Series, that will help us as well. So we know what's ahead of us. Tough challenge for everyone. Our priority is the World Series. Initially, we want to get that in the bag with a bit of luck, and then we go through to the World Cup. Like a marathon with a sprint finish. It's exactly that. Exactly that.
Excellent. And finally, Ben, how are you feeling? Refreshed? A few more plays in the handbook at all?
Yeah, we've just we've added backroom staff this year, so we've got a full-time analyst that's been really good for me and provided me with a lot of information and a few ideas that we've had. And at the same time, you know, we've got a part-time coach full-time as well. So all's good from our side.